All right, it's Monday night, and we are live here from a cloudy day in northwestern Oregon. Good to see you. Almost first. Yeah, that's right, Michael. RV Traveling MIA researcher. You were first, and it's great to have you. And as we're waiting for the masses to come piling in, Full Time Dream, good to see you. Get a cup of water here. Scott Jacobs in appreciation. Good to see you. Let me open this door. I'm going to show you guys, you early birds, weekend RVing. Good to see you. A project that I'm starting tomorrow. So my passion for cast iron. Got this nasty piece. It is nice. It's a collector one. Camp Chef, Lewis and Clark edition. So I'm going to be restoring that tomorrow. And then this one is a Lodge. Let's see here. The bottom of that thing. It's a older Lodge pan. So we're pretty excited about that. And we got a couple more. I think I got about 6 pieces that I'm going to be working on. And yeah, those are heavy, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Levi didn't want to come in. He'll come in later on. Lucky Dog, it's good to see you. Linda Barker, good to see you. And so we're going to let a couple people pile in. See, who did I miss? Jarhead and Ginger. Hey, great to see you all the way from Okinawa. Hopefully everything is well there. And if not, hopefully it gets better. So yeah, we're going to be working on some of those. I found another Dutch oven that I'm gonna be restoring. Yeah, like I said, I think I got about 6 pieces. I know I have about 4 more pans that I'm going to restore. And I tell you, the pans are pretty easy to restore versus the cast iron. And before you start worrying, we're not turning our channel into a cast iron cooking channel. What we know is that cast iron cooking complements the RV niche pretty well. And so if you notice, we did a little bit of work on our homepage, which we'll get into in a little bit. Did a little bit of work on the homepage this weekend and got some things organized so far as playlist and whatnot. So it's going to be a segment of our channel, but it's not going to be the thing. And then stay tuned all the way to the end because I do have a big announcement coming up. And but first, we're going to get into our discussion for the evening. And I have a panel of, this is a blue ribbon panel of YouTube experts. And I'm not selling any of these guys short. We're going to bring them all in. And we're going to have a discussion on, whoops, there you go. So you want to start a YouTube channel. And I'll tell you that the answer should be yes. But before you get into it, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Sometimes it sucks and you're going to want to quit. And I know all 3 of these guys that we're bringing on will be happy to back me up on that. Probably not. I'm looking at Michael, and by the way, he's not wearing pants tonight. So we got Michael in the room from our Epic RV Adventure. We got Papa Drew in from Papa Drew, and Papa Drew's not in. Papa Drew, where you at? All right, we're going to take him out for right now. We'll bring in Dustin. Hey, now that's a shirt, my friend. That's a shirt.
You like that?
Dustin, here's from Wayward Wags. You know him, you love him. Where did Drew go? Let me try to get Drew back in here. Drew, we can't see you, buddy.
That's probably for
What?
We can't. I can see him.
I can't.
Yeah, I can see him. But anyway, Drew, fix your thing. I don't know if he can hear me.
He popped up for a second right when you dropped him.
He just popped out too. So, all right. Well, like I said, I wanted to bring you guys in, have a little bit of discussion. You know, a lot of the folks that are in the room, device not connected, Drew. Come on. See, now this is live, folks. You can't
Yeah.
make this stuff up. There he is. Drew from Papa Drew is in, and he's distracted driving right now. So that's good to know. Say something, Drew. I can't hear you.
Looks like he's time lapsing.
No audio for Drew.
No audio, Drew.
Well, we can get one or the other.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just let Drew sit there and look pretty. So James Cantonese just popped in. Good to see you. And anybody else? Well, we're up to 21, so I missed a lot of folks. If I missed you, hello, welcome in. And so tonight we're talking about starting up a YouTube channel, or if you're already a creator, some of the things that you can do to maybe avoid some of the frustration. Okay, now I hear him. At least I hear the car.
Oh, there you go.
There he is.
Some of the things that Justin and Christina.
You see me?
I can hear you. You can do both.
Oh, good. Okay.
There we go. We got you. All right, welcome in, Drew.
I'm going to get arrested.
Well, there you go. Hey, if you get pulled over, we're stopping the whole show, and you keep the camera going.
Yeah, you're gonna get the whole screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip you into full screen. And is there a better way to do it? No, it's about the best way.
Yeah.
So anyway, some of the frustrations, or some of the things that we can do to mitigate some of the frustrations when you're either starting up or you're trying to grow. You know, I'm kind of looking through the list here, and there's a lot of content creators that show up in our rooms, and you know, we're not going to do the NN and CC and PP and LL and whatever else you want. But if you're not a content creator, you know who you are, and we appreciate you. And if you're thinking about starting up a channel, maybe some of the tips that these guys can throw at you will keep you from. And goodbye, Drew. Dang it, he better not have got pulled over, guys. I'm telling you, that would be gold.
If he got pulled over and cut the camera off, I'm going to be mad.
I know that would be content gold. So anyway, so let's start off by he's going to keep trying though, by golly. Let's just start off by when you were starting your channel, and it doesn't matter who goes first. When you were starting up your channel, what was the biggest obstacle that you thought you were going to encounter?
Well, I never thought that our channel would be what it is. So in my mind, in our mind, it was just starting to document our travel and our journeys, and then we started watching some other YouTubers, some other full timers, and we started, liking the content, and we liked that they had a community, not just physically where they were on the road, but we liked that they had a community because when you're a full-time RV and you leave your home base or you leave your family area or wherever you are, and at first when you're out on the road, you feel kind of alone, and so you crave that sense of community and camaraderie. And so I think that once we started getting that community, it became more addictive, and we wanted to know more people. We wanted to build better relationships. And then when we started getting monetized and started giving away money to veterans, it became even more addicting. And so you want to get more so that you can give away more. And so now it's become something bigger than what we thought it was going to be. And so now we are always striving to make it even better, to build that community even bigger and give more money away to veterans. So that's our purpose right now.
How about you, Michael? What was your biggest frustration, or what was the thing that you were in the back of your mind had a concern that you weren't going to be successful, or whatever that was?
Well, since we went into this not looking to make money, or I mean, that thought was, well, still kind of way out there, but it was kind of like, is anybody even going to watch this? That.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it really wasn't much of a concern because we were doing this more for family and friends than we were to try to build. But honestly, once we started getting into it more and started meeting people, and then like Dustin just said, when you're out on the road, it's a way to connect with people, and it's a way not only to connect with people from all over the country or all over the world, but sometimes the person you're connecting with is like 3 spots over in the campground you're in, and you didn't realize it at the time. So, or just walking around with a camera sometimes gets people talking to you as well. So it does help. It's a community. It's a virtual community that also has in-person elements. So it's actually pretty cool. That's how we are. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like Drew got pulled over yet. But
Yeah. Do you have sound, Drew?
Yeah, I got everything working. So I'm a little bit different than the other two guys. My adult film star career was not going very well because of the weight gain that I had. So I decided to branch off into YouTube to share my experiences with everybody and my family so they can see me later on in life the way that I really am.
Hey, Drew, your connection sucks, man.
Do you have T-Mobile? I mean, what's going on here?
So we decided to make a YouTube channel and, kind of show off the RV parts and stuff, so people could see what you're booking and really get what you pay for. So, in other words, the RV park might have all these glamour shots of pools and manicured lawns and huge spaces, but when you pull into the park, it's not that way. The pool's run down. There's no manicure yards. Your spaces are so tight, your awning's hitting your neighbor, and that's why I started the YouTube channel, was to show people.
I think he's frozen.
He froze. I'm going to drop my off here real quick. I just shot him a text and told him to go to a different county. LA County must be down there or whatever. So, yeah, he's totally locked up. Yeah, so and I'm with you, Michael. I didn't. Now I had sold stuff on eBay So I kind of understood the idea that um, that you could take a picture of your garbage and put it in a black hefty bag and put it on eBay. Somebody's going to buy that garbage just to find out what's in it. So I never really worried that somebody wouldn't watch. I was more worried that I didn't have content that I could sustain. You know what I mean? I didn't know that because when we started talking about doing the RV thing, and then after coming into retirement, um, I was thinking, okay, how do I leverage my time and my energy into a product that people were going to want to watch? And so that was my biggest apprehension was how do I make my time and energy worth something that people want to watch for the long run, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, for some people, YouTube can be a shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And then for others, like this guy right here, it's like the tortoise and the hare. You know, I know that I'm going to get there eventually, but I'm just kind of, you know, trudging along. So, you know, that was my biggest apprehension. So I guess you guys kind of addressed the fix for that. The fix for me was just keep creating.
Yeah.
You know, I saw something. It was the other day, and I think Michael and I were talking about it. That you need to put together. You need to have 35 videos before you even think about, you know, how many subscribers you have, right? And maybe 35 is not the number, but the point is you got to have some content out there and have a reason for people to click, right?
Yeah.
So how did you guys kind of negotiate that? And if you could give one tip in that regard, you know, about creating content to get that jump start, whether it's a cannon blast or whether it's a slow roll, and maybe it's the cannonball that makes a lot of noise, but then it just dribbles out of the end of the,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean, I've definitely experienced the short round. So, where are you at on that? And or did that make sense at all?
Yeah. That makes sense. I would say that if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you think you'll have fun with it, do it. Just do it. I mean, you're not gonna. It's like trying to wait until you're financially stable to have kids. It's not gonna ever happen.
Right.
Just have the kids and figure it out. You know.
Yeah.
Same with YouTube channel. If you think that you want a YouTube channel and you think you'll have fun with it and you think people will enjoy it, even if it's 10 people, then do it, and you'll get better at it. And do if you want to grow and if you want to eventually get into, you know, being monetized and growing into a bigger channel, if that's the direction that you want to head in, then start doing your research, start doing your homework, start watching, you know, how to YouTube videos on how to logistically set up your channel and how to do tags and titles and thumbnails and descriptions and all the SEO, all that stuff that goes along with YouTube. But don't wait until you know all that first, because it's not going to make any sense to you until you have a channel, until you can implement those changes firsthand on your channel, make those cover photo changes and the graphic changes on your thumbnails and the catchy phrases and all that stuff. You'll learn that with time. But I will say that if you're having fun and you have something interesting to say, or sometimes even if you don't have anything interesting to say, but if you're still fun, people will still watch. Just because you're a likable person, you're fun to be around, you're fun to watch, they'll keep coming back for you. Now I will say, don't have your niche all over the place. Don't have your content in 4 different baskets. You know, if you're going to be an RV channel, be an RV channel. If you're going to be a cooking channel, be a cooking channel. Don't kind of be all over the place unless you're doing like cooking at the campground. If you can tie it in, that's still in the niche. Don't be all over the place, but have fun. That's the most important part, I think.
Was that Scout?
No.
No, that's my little terror dog. I swear, one day I'm gonna have to call a priest on her.
Yeah, and I just want to echo what Dustin was saying. It's right. Just, if you want to do it, do it. I mean, we started our YouTube channel back in December. All we knew about YouTube was from watching other people's videos, because we used to watch a lot of people's videos, and we still do watch a lot of people's videos all the time. And I think I told this to somebody the other day. I said one of the things I wanted to do with a YouTube channel was make more concise reviews and how-tos, because whenever I was going to, and I think we all do the same thing. If we're going to a different campground or a different area, where do we look for information on it? We go to YouTube, right? Or we start off in Google and it points us to a video, and we'll look at the video before we read an article about it. But every campground review I saw was like 30 minutes long. I'm like, my God, how? And you go watch it, and it's like this long, drawn out thing of the campground where it's almost like a site by site, explanation of the campground. I was like, okay, no. Does the campground have good facilities? Are most of the pads level? Does it have decent internet? Which we already know the answer to that for 99% of the campgrounds. Is the staff friendly? That kind of stuff. It's literally less than 10 minutes. You should be able to get, the bulk of your information. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, was do shorter, concise, to the point, bottom line up front kind of stuff for like campground reviews, along with some other things. And I haven't been very successful in doing that. I've done it with some, but some of them I've drawn them out because I've forgotten my own mantra. But at the end of the day, do what you do that makes you have fun. If it's not fun, don't do it. I mean, we're not making money here. Well, some are, but none of us are making tons of money.
Right.
And so if you're not doing it, if you're not having fun, then don't do it. And if it's consuming your life and it feels like a job and you're not having fun, then don't do it. But I think you'll look back on, if you do it and you keep the right mindset, you start a YouTube channel, you're documenting your adventures, you're documenting, even the silly stuff, like, that's just like seems normal to you. I mean, a lot of people love to watch, just a snippet of your day, so just do that. And if nothing else, you and your family and your friends can have something to go back and look on, in years to come. Or, and I know some people do this already, when they say, we never did this. Yes, we did, because I got the video. We did it, and it's right here. So, yeah. So when you start becoming senile, it'll help fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just heard from the peanut gallery over here.
Right. So sorry, Max. Paint has to dry. Somebody's got to watch it. And thanks for coming by. Yeah, I agree. It kind of goes back to that, selling your garbage bag. And that was one of the things. Hey, Northwest, Corey, good to see you. Going back to, what motivated us to start was basically creating that journal of our experience. Mm-hmm. So that one day we can look back on it, or our kids can look back on it, and then we started, and this is going to roll us into the next topic. And that is, once we started figuring out that, yeah, we're kind of creating a little bit of an audience, but what's going to keep them coming back? And I went back to a book that I read a long time ago, and a guy that I've been following even when I was back in the Army, and that was Simon Sinek. And he wrote a book called Answer Why. or answer why first or something like that. The first book that I read of his was Leaders Eat Last, and he had done case studies of the military and why certain leaders gather a following and or not gather a following, but are people are willing to follow them, where there's other leaders that they follow them because you have to, right?
Yeah.
And we definitely don't want to be that, right? There's 30 million YouTube channels out there, so none of us would ever fall into the category that they have to watch you. So what we need to do is create a reason to make people want to watch you, and that's by answering why should somebody watch you. And in marketing terms, that's giving a value proposition, right? So how did you guys come about your value proposition? And I know you probably answered that in bits and pieces, or let's do it this way. What is your value proposition? Why should I watch your guys' stuff other than we're friends?
Well, a lot of the things that we try to do, and it really wasn't on purpose at first when we started traveling full time, was we're trying to hit a lot of the little known places in our travels. And so when people see like little unique places and you give them little tidbits of historical value in that area, it makes them want to go and see that or be there. And I think the value that we add is we don't script. We're 100% like off the cuff when we're vlogging wherever we are. And I think, at least I hope, that when people watch us, they feel like they are there with us, like they are a part of our journey, like they are standing next to us, looking at whatever we're looking at. We tell them a little bit about it. And so although they get that feeling of being there and being a part of the journey, it also gives them ideas of where they might want to go. So hopefully that's kind of what we're adding.
Yeah, the only part of your journey that I didn't want to be a part of was Uranus. But anyway.
But here we are.
All right. All right, follow that, Michael.
That was a dark journey.
Yes. Well, one of the things that Shelly and I love to do is kind of like what Dustin and Leslie are talking about, and that's finding the little places, especially if it's like a quirky place, like a roadside oddity type thing. We love that, and really when we did a big chunk of, well, not a big chunk, we did a chunk of Route 66 back in November, and that's what really was the catapult for us starting a YouTube channel. It's like, look at all this cool, quirky stuff, and we're sharing it on Facebook, and everybody's loving it, getting lots of comments and feedback. Might as well just video some of this, right? Put it on YouTube. Yeah. How hard can it be? I think we're probably the words out of my mouth. What shows you just my intellect level.
That's a great point right there. How hard can it be? Because I was watching, and YouTube is what the #2 search engine on the planet, right? So all of us get our information from Google and YouTube, and I was watching some channels going, that does not look like it's overly complicated, and I didn't just fall out of a duffel bag. So I think I could handle that. And going back to that garbage bag theory, I didn't understand, and I still cannot wrap my head around it, how people put a camera in front of their face all day long and people watch it.
Yeah.
That
gets me too.
The whole daily vlog thing blows my mind. That people are willing. Maybe people are just starving for somebody to be with, and I never once, well, until I met Dustin, never once did I go, man, that guy's life is more interesting than mine.
Thanks.
Anyway, but that's a great point and I guess that goes back to the very beginning of the discussion, and that's, if you're thinking about doing it, just do it.
Yeah.
Because it really, if you've got a cell phone, you've got a YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you want.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you could start working out all of the nuances and stuff like that. And I see some of these people that my son is a big YouTube guy. He doesn't have a channel. Well, I guess he does. He doesn't do anything with it, but he's always on YouTube watching things that interest him. And I'll pop over and like, what are you watching? Oh, I'm watching this guy, drive, nails through his fingers or whatever. And the guy's got like 30,000 subscribers, and all he's doing is hurting himself, And I'm like, why do you watch this? Well, so I don't have to hurt myself. I just watch this guy go ow, and then I don't have to. So anyway, yeah, that doesn't surprise me that the world there's something for everybody on YouTube.
Yeah, there is, and let me say this: when I said earlier about how hard can it be, well, the answer really is it's as hard as you want it to be. You
Exactly.
can put in all the effort. I mean, for those of you who come on my Tuesday show that Dustin's been on a lot lately, where we talk about, we're really talking technical stuff about having a YouTube channel with search engine optimization and making your thumbnails a certain way and titles and tags and all that stuff. Yeah, you don't have to do all that if you only want to throw up videos, and if they get found, they get found, and if you grow, you grow. But if you just want to make videos for like your family and friends and maybe some other people, then you, like Jerry just said, you just need your smartphone, and you need to have your smartphone sideways though when you are filming, not like this.
Do it this way.
This way. That's as technical as you get. You just got to make sure it's sideways. So you get the good 16:9 shot, not the where all your videos look like. Well, it looks like me in this live stream. You don't want that. Turn it sideways.
Right.
And other than that, you're good.
Yeah.
I think the technical term is landscape.
Yes. Landscape. Yes. Not portrait mode. Landscape.
Yeah.
And,
so I
we have a question too.
Which one?
James, how video going down the road in RV do you use your phone? Oh, yeah. We used I've done live streams in the RV a couple of times. The time we went to Disney when you were in the trunk, James. COVID.
I hear if you mention that at least once in a video, you skyrocket. So
yeah, you do. But what we used for that was we just used the same camera I'm using right now, my Razer Kaio webcam plugged into the computer. That's what we used for our very first traveling down the road live stream. Now I've done live streams with my phone on the phone mount, kind of like when we did see Drew in here a minute ago, he was on his phone. So you can do it either way. A lot of the big ones like David Bott. If you don't follow David Bott, he's a huge channel, RVer, full-time RVer. And they live stream when they travel. They live stream for like 3-4 hours when they're traveling, and they get thousands of views on their traveling down the road live streams.
Well, I'm on my phone right now, and it's decent quality. Most phones today are decent quality. You're going to get at least decent quality on your phone. But I will say this, and I haven't talked about it much, even on your Tech Talk, Michael. But I'll say I use my regular camera. I use a Canon SX730 HS, and so how we record going down the road is Leslie holding the camera and hitting the record button and holding it. And so here's the deal, though. We don't do a lot of recording down the road. If we do, it's B-roll, and it's like 5 to 7 seconds, and then I'm off to the next thing and it's just as my opinion, but I'm not going to sit there and watch somebody drive down the road.
No.
I can see that if I get in my car and drive down the road.
Yeah. So there is a in your analytics. Now we'll get into some of the technical stuff real quick. But in your analytics, you can see when people turn off your video, and you just the average time watched, and you just watch the graph, and then all of a sudden it just drops. And if you one thing that I learned early on is look at the timestamp on that drop, right where it drops, and then go watch your video and fast forward to that timestamp and see what you were doing at that point when people said this video sucks or I'm moving on to the next thing. It okay, so it doesn't always suck. But one thing that and this is strategy, right? One thing to use that graph to your advantage is find out if that is where you stopped with the information people were looking for. You're reviewing a campground, right? Maybe all I want to know is if they have clean shower houses, right? So as soon as I get done with the shower house review, I see the drop off because that's what people wanted to see was the shower houses. And the reason I brought that up with the driving down the road was we used to take a GoPro and mount it and add B-roll of us driving down the road. And what I noticed was that's when people started clicking off, And so it works for some people. It doesn't work for others.
Yeah, and Justin said here, it says people watch Slow Momentum drive down the road. There's also a bunch of channels, and I can't remember one of them. It's a guy, I can't remember the name of his channel, but KT from Slow Momentum told me about him, and I went and checked him out. He's an 18. He's a long haul truck driver, 18-wheeler. He has like 1 million subscribers, and he gets thousands of people to watch his live streams. And all his live streams is the camera's mounted facing out the dash. He doesn't even talk on the live stream. There's no audio at all. It's just him. You're like you're sitting in the passenger seat, and you're a kid, and your mom told you to shut up while I'm driving, and you're just sitting there quietly driving down the road, looking out and thousands of people watch it. Now I'm not making fun of it at all. I'm just saying, hey, like Gary was saying, there's something out there for everybody.
Well, I watched 10 minutes. I actually caught myself. I watched Brazen Brits on Sunday is doing chicken live streams. And they just put a camera in a chicken coop.
Yep.
I watched it for 10 minutes on Sunday.
There's turkeys in there too.
But what I'm saying is nothing is ridiculous. And I will never tell somebody that they have a ridiculous channel when they've got the gold plaque from YouTube. You know, when they've got 1 million subscribers or more, and all they're doing is watching, corn go by in Iowa. Hey, he's doing something right, and he's found his niche. So I'll never be the guy that says that. I will be the guy that is going to put more work in to get my channel growing, knowing that it's a slow process. Because I started this back in December of 2018. All right. And so I'm a slow cooker, right? I've got the coals down to the minimum, and I'm letting that stuff just simmer.
You're like a good chili, Jerry. You're like a good chili. You let it cook for a long time.
I'm like a good chili that nobody wants to eat.
You got to put the beans in it, man. You got to put the beans in it.
But you know what? That will come. And I guess that's kind of the encouraging thing is, if you want to start a YouTube channel, there is so much that goes into this. And I look at it as a game, right? I look at it as a total game. And people that are successful in any game, baseball, football, tennis, whatever, the more you understand the rules of the game and how the game is played, the more successful you are.
Yeah.
Right? You're never going to get somebody. All right, here come my ratings.
There you
There
go.
it is. Buddy boy, ratings are going to go up now.
And so Justin and Christina in the chat there had some good advice. If you're wondering what your audience wants to see, ask them.
Yeah.
I might tell you.
Well, and our video that we put out on e-begging, right? The whole first part of that video, they want to see you.
Hey Jerry, just change it to change the view so you can get them in there too.
How do you do that?
No, not that one. Keep going. That'll work, I guess.
And we'll do that one. Here he is, Mr. Levi. Yeah, who you pointing at? He's pointing at your Cubs shirt there. This kid is the ultimate Cubs fan. No, seriously, where's your hat? Oh, I don't know.
A small admin note, Shelly had to leave, so
show me your hat.
Our Epic RV Adventure is no longer in the chat. I can't read the chat. It's too fuzzy. So
okay, here he comes.
I'm watching.
He just went and got his hat. Come here. No, that's for you. Show Dustin your hat. Dustin your hat.
Oh, that's cool, man. Looks just like my shirt.
Just like his shirt, huh? Yeah, he's looking at your shirt.
Indoctrinated.
Oh yeah, this kid is all about it.
Gotta start him young, man.
You got to. All right. Yeah. So anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but it was really important, and but it just goes back to all of that there is something for everybody, and going back to that comment that Justin and Christina made, do what works for you, because if you try to be the next anybody on YouTube, I'm sure if you've been around YouTube, you've heard of Casey Neistat, who's not doing anything anymore because he burned out. I think he tried to be too much to everybody, right? And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the guy, but there's no way that I'm ever going to be him. Number one, I'm not going to put a camera in my face, every day, all day, and that was, what he did. Oh, Drew just came in and popped back out again. But doing what we do, and we're very fortunate, and I'm sure it's the same in other communities, but we do have a very supportive community in the RV community. I'm not a gamer, so I don't know what it's like to be in the gamer community. Don't want to be in the gamer community. But they're huge. They're huge. And a lot of people think that, that's what YouTube's about. I have over 2,000 watched. Hold on, daydream. I have over 2,000 watched hours on a 7-day per week morning show that a lot of people said wouldn't last. Do what you enjoy. Absolutely. Again, absolutely. Let me get Drew in here real quick.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you're having fun, does it matter if you have 5 people in the room for a live chat or 50 or 500? You're having fun, have fun.
Yeah.
Drew,
you with us now?
I'm here.
There you go. You made it to the beach. So we'll give you an opportunity real quick.
I cannot hear Jerry though, but I can hear our
Can you hear me?
Adventure. I can hear Mike. Why
That's
can't
weird.
I hear Jerry?
I don't know, man. That's on you.
Is Dustin frozen?
No.
I hear Dustin.
Well, tell them what we're talking about. We got 15 minutes left.
Here.
And I got a big announcement too. So, speaking of showing you what you're driving down the road watching.
There's the beach. Beach view from the Prius.
Done.
Oh, hang on.
So,
Let me see what
Drew,
I can do for
can you hear me,
Yes.
Drew? So tell
Yes, sir.
tell the audience. Well, first of all, we never heard you say why you started the YouTube channel. You're breaking up so bad. So tell us that,
Oh.
and then maybe we'll ask you something else, depending on how well we like your answer.
Okay.
Done.
Well, I started my YouTube channel because my adult film career was going downhill quickly. It was due to weight gain. So I figured I would start a YouTube channel to document parks and stuff like that and share it with my kids so they could see how their uncle is or their grandpa is down the road when they get older. Because nobody's going to believe the stuff that I did. Ever.
Yeah, none of us
So
believe any
that's
of it.
why I started the YouTube channel. Now, if I lose weight, I might go back to the adult film industry, but I don't know. I'd have to fight off Dustin. You know, I mean, that's just kind of where we're at. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to start a YouTube channel to get rich, you're sorely mistaken. I think I made $7.
Oh, you're up to 7 already? It's not even a week yet, is it?
Yeah, well,
That's like $1 a day.
Yeah,
well, I got super chatted and a super sticker.
you're rolling, man. You're rolling in it.
I'm rolling deep.
Yeah,
So
you are.
we're talking about content and what you need for a YouTube channel. That's why I drove all the way down here to the beach, because I need content. And the blue tide is in right now in Southern California. So if you don't know what that is, go Google blue tide. And I'm going to sit down here for 4 hours and wait for it to get dark so I can try and sneak into the beach and film some blue tide.
So again, there's something for everybody out there.
And while I'm here, I might do a vlog, but it's kind of windy outside. So I don't know. We're going to try. We'll try and vlog a little bit. I got challenged by people to do that 10 quarantine challenge thing.
Oh, there you
So I'm
go.
going to go film some of that.
He's going to do a 10 quarantine challenge from the beach.
Yes.
Not quarantine.
I'm a little different, Dustin. If you have not figured that out yet,
Yeah, man.
you know, when you're rolling with Papa Drew, it's you don't know where it's gonna go or what's gonna come out of my mouth.
Yeah, that's why I got my finger on the mute button
That's
over here.
part of the magic. I cannot hear.
You got to be ready.
I cannot hear what Jerry's saying, but it looks like a kung fu movie.
He said he's got his finger on the mute button to bleep you out.
He probably muted himself. You
No,
over there.
No.
no, everybody else can hear me, Drew.
Come and date my children, or I will kill you myself.
So, hey,
Am I still on the show? Did he kick me?
You
out
are
yet?
still on the show.
yeah, you're still on.
So I mean, I don't know what you guys. Hello, I just dropped everybody. I don't know what you guys have done or what you've covered, but the Prius comes pre-built with a selfie stick thing here, which is pretty nice.
Nice.
So
All right,
what
well,
are we talking about? I'm not stepping on Jerry.
Let me tell him we got like 12 minutes left. Since he can't hear me,
Yeah. He said he's about to start. He has a big announcement, so he's going to get to that here in a second. He's only got like 10 minutes left, Drew.
Okay, so I'll just sit here and make hand signals.
okay. Anyway, ouch, Jerry, ouch. I don't know what that meant. The worst part of live streams is trying to watch the chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty tough.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say hello to Izzy and MJ from Endless RVing and Paul from RV Reviews by the Air Force Guy. Great to see you. Justin, Christina. I think, Burning Up the Roads. They're in also. It's great to see them. So anyway, I'm gonna roll into the announcement thing. but I'm going to use kind of the topic for tonight, and that is kind of one of the things that we talked about earlier. You know, you get started and you start you start kind of fine tuning your channel a little bit and looking at how you better perform or how, you know, some of those things. And one of the things that I learned in a brand new piece of analytics came out this last week, and it tells you when people that are in your audience or your subscribers are on YouTube. Not necessarily when they're watching you, but when they're on YouTube in general. So I took a little piece of that data, and I've been struggling because we put videos out every Sunday, live on Monday, and videos on Tuesdays. I'm sorry, videos on Wednesdays. And hey, Paul. And what I learned, what the struggle was, nobody's watching my Wednesday stuff until, you know, Thursday, maybe even Friday. And in order to get suggested by YouTube, you need that first 24 hours to really mean something. And somebody that's way over on that side taught me that. In fact, yeah, that's the guy. Pass it on.
I'll pass it on.
So I've been really struggling of why our Wednesday videos are not populating and why they're not getting traction in that first 24 to 36 hours even. And it's because people that are in my subscriber base are not on YouTube on Wednesdays. And if they are, they're it's a smattering. And it's a really cool graph because they give you like white, and then it goes to like a dark purple. And dark purple is the prime time that your audience is hanging out on YouTube. What I did learn is a lot of you spend time on YouTube on Tuesdays. So the big announcement is we're moving our Wednesdays to Tuesdays, which is going to also mean that I'm looking at moving the live stream to Thursday. And that way I would have the Sunday video, a Tuesday video, a Thursday live stream, and then a Sunday, and then you're back. And we're looking at doing a short video on Friday. It'll be like a quick tip thing, a video that wouldn't be more than 5 minutes long. And that would kind of fill a gap on Friday, maybe if I needed it. So we're going to do the Tuesday time for our regular video streams. So Sunday, Tuesday, a Friday, and then looking at going Thursdays to do our live stream. And no, I'm not going to compete. I'm going to go early on the West Coast. It'll be early, but it'll be about 6 o'clock Eastern, because right now it doesn't look like I'll step on anybody's toes if I go 6 o'clock Eastern, which means I'm going to have to go 3 o'clock out here on the West Coast. But hey, I'm retired. Why not?
Yeah.
So
what else you got to do?
So we're gonna test that. Our first Tuesday video is going to hit tomorrow, and so there won't be a video on Wednesday unless you watch the Tuesday video on Wednesday. So that's the big announcement. Not only that, but camping opens up this Thursday out here in the Pacific Northwest for private parks. So we will be camping this Thursday and going into the weekend. We're going to be camping Thursday through Sunday. And well, thank you, buddy.
So you're not going to start a Thursday live stream this week, right?
Not this week, because I'm going to be camping. So
but next week maybe.
But next week, more than likely.
Okay.
Cool.
If I'm going to do a Thursday live stream, I'm going to do, it'll be announced. So for the, the few of you that, write it down and make sure that hit that the bell. That's what I'm looking at so that I can spread out my videos throughout the week. The other thing is, pretty interested in supporting our charities. And for those of you that watch the video on e-begging, you know that we've got a couple passions in our house, and one of them is veterans, and the other is Special Olympics. And as luck would have it, Teresa is actually interested in helping veterans, and I'm actually interested in helping with Special Olympics. For those of you that don't know, my wife works with the school district with elementary school kids with special needs. Hey,
I'm pretty sure that's Scout.
and
Scout's knocked out.
good grief.
It is past his bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I wish it was their bedtime. But anyway, we're really interested in doing that, and with discussions that I've had with these guys right over here, we're going to try to cheat the system a little bit and get into some streams that we can help with that. And I don't know what that looks like right now, but if you look in the description of this live stream after it populates, we did set up one of those PayPal things because Michael taught me how this morning on Gary's live stream. And then we're looking at doing some other things with the understanding that 100% is going to go to the charities that are important to us. So we hope that there's people that would be supportive of those ventures. And that's why, going back to what Dustin said, or what Justin and Christina said, if you want to know what people are interested in, ask them. Well, that's what that video was all about. And we got a ton of feedback. And I'm really happy with the feedback that we got. So we're going to stay the course with our videos and what we're doing in our niche. We're going to add the cast iron stuff in there because it does complement the RV thing. It doesn't complement backpacking too much, carrying Dutch ovens in backpacks, not so much. But when you can throw it in your pickup truck, and hook the trailer up, it works very well. So we're going to continue to go down that path, and that's the big announcement. Is that, and that's the reason I wanted to do it with this topic, because you need to be able to adapt it with YouTube. You need to be able to learn. You need to be able to learn how to look at analytics and see that what I'm doing here, nobody likes. Stop doing that. Or, you need to understand that there's a lot going into that. But I'm with everybody else. When it stops being fun, that's when I'm going to stop doing it all. Now, here's the crazy part. And these guys over here kind of understand the mindset. The harder the challenge, the funner it gets. Mm-hmm. Because now I'm competing with myself, and nobody graduates from Ranger School because they're weightlifters. They graduate from Ranger School because they understand that their body's going to be completely destroyed, and they're willing to embrace the suck and get through that and accept the challenge and make something out of that. So that's what we've done over the last month or so. This has not been a decision that we came up with yesterday. It's been a decision, that's happened over time. And just look for some of the changes. And, you know, in the last 5 seconds, go watch whoever's next. I don't know who it is.
RV Traveling MIA Researchers' first live stream is right after this.
Okay, then you definitely have to go to that. I wish I had the link. But go to that. We'll do a raid because that guy deserves all of our eyeballs. Thanks.
And I just dropped the link.
You just did? There's
I
the
did.
link.
Hey,
All right,
Jerry.
let's all go over there. Hey, thanks for hanging in tonight, guys. Thank you, Michael and Dustin. You guys are fantastic. I appreciate you. All right.
Thanks, man.
Have a good week.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.